Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to my 2009-10 hockey season replay. Strat-O-Matic Hockey takes us into Block 6 and the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri for today's matchup between the Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues. Very early in the season, but we'll take a look at the standings, as this isn't a Central Division matchup. Actually, I thought it was. Both of these teams, though, are in the basements of their respective divisions. The Blues are at 2-5 with 2-5-0 with 4 points, and the Wild are at 2-6-0 also with 4 points. So we've got a matchup of two teams that, at least this early in the season, look to be going absolutely nowhere. But what say we drop the puck and get this one started, as the fans are filing into their seats rather quickly. Face-offs are +2 to Minnesota. 13 sounds like a win for the Wild on the face-off. 13, superior any player. So that'll go over to Mietinen, and we are off and running. Lose the puck and a possible breakaway. Left wing, if the breakaway penetration rating is 2 or more, Korea is a 4, so he's in alone on... He's got a breakaway. He's alone in on Backstrom. That's a 9. Save made by Backstrom, and over to the left wing, over to Brunette. Brunette with it for the Wild. He'll lose that over to Oshie. Oshie with it for the Blues, passing E. That'll be an outside shot for Bax. He will try to make a pass, lose the puck. Defensive left wing has control, right back to Brunette. Brunette with it for the Wild. Lose the puck, outside shot only for Bax. Bax is going to let that one go. That's an 11. Save made back over to Koivu. Koivu for the Wild, passing F. Will be an outside shot for the right wing. Mietinen is going to make a pass. He'll lose the puck. That's back over to Bax. Bax with control of it for the Blues. Opponent defense 4. Koivu will take that away. He'll have an inside shot. Right defenseman Johnson is not going to try to intimidate. Koivu will let the inside shot go from the slot. That's a 7. That's a goalie rating on Mason. 7, 10, and 11 are bad numbers. That's an 11. Goal on a 1-17, and score! Mikko Koivu gives the Wild an early 1-0 lead. Arena groans. Ugh. As the Wild waste no time striking first here at Enterprise Center. We'll get assists. Any player an 8? No. Left wing 3? Yes, that'll be from Brunette. And Mietinen. And just like that, let me spell this right. And that gives the Wild an early 1-0 lead here in the first period. We'll get a fresh face-off. A 19 sounds like an inferior win. That'll be over to the inferior left wing. So we are over to Korea, and we're off and running once again. Inside shot for any player. Opponent can try to intimidate. Korea will give that to... he'll take that himself. Mietinen will try to intimidate. That's a 7. Mietinen will take the puck away for the Wild. Opponent defense 3 over to Korea. Inside shot for Koivu. Left defense. Weaver is not going to... Weaver is he going to try to intimidate? He is. Actually... Right. Left defenseman. Yep, he is going to try... Actually... Penalties based on D, so yeah, he is going to try to intimidate. That's a 14. He will just barely intimidate, but that's enough to take away the puck. Weaver with it for the Blues. Lose the puck. Outside shot only from Mietinen. Mietinen will let that one go from the point. That's a 5. Save made, and over to Oshie. Oshie with it for the Blues. Opponent defense 2. Brunette will take away the puck with an outside shot. Brunette will make a pass. Lose the puck. Defensive left wing has control. That's over to Korea, but it's not going to be over to Korea for long because we've got a forwards line change. Forwards line change. McDonald with it for the Blues. Opponent defense 10, that's over to Havlat. He'll take the puck away with an outside shot only. Havlat's going to let that one go. An 11, save made and over to any player. They'll give that over to Berglund, will the Blues. Berglund with it for the Blues. Losing the puck, possible breakaway. Right defenseman, if breakaway penetration rating 2 or more. Zidlicki is a 2. He's in alone on Mason with the breakaway. That's a 7. Lose it to any defensive player. A great play by Johnson as he gets back. He'll take the puck away. Passing D for Johnson as we send the cards flying again. Passing D is going to be an inside shot for Berglund. Ebbett is not going to try to intimidate Berglund, letting the inside shot go from the slot. That's a 9. Save made and over to Ebbett. Ebbett with it for the Wild. Lose the puck. Outside shot only for the right defenseman. That's over to Johnson, who will let that go from the point. That's a 5. Save made and back over to Zidlicki. Zidlicki with it for the Wild. Opponent defense 9. Weaver will take the puck away with an outside shot only. Weaver gaining the zone. He'll let it go from the point. That's a 7. Lose it over to the defensive right wing. That's over to Havlat. And we've got a defensive line change. There we go. And we're over to Havlat with the puck for the Wild. Passing E will be an outside shot for Ebbett. He's going to make a pass. He'll lose the puck over to Berglund. Berglund with it for the Blues. Opponent defense 5. Ebbett that'll be an outside shot for McDonald. He's going to try to make a pass. Passing J will be an inside shot back to Berglund. Berglund lets that one go from the slot. 7. That's a goalie rating on Backstrom. 5, 8, and 9 are your bad numbers. That's a 2. And that was on an inside shot. Face off on a penalty 1-7. That's a 2, and we've got a penalty. Because that came off an inside shot. So we'll say Havlat went off for charging. 1, 2, 3, and we've got a forwards line change. So we'll have the third lines out for the power play for the Blues. I've already flipped over the cards. So we will see what kind of power play the Blues are going to have once I get this line change done with. Great chance for the Blues here to try to tie this game here in the second half of the first period. Just grabbing my power play chart. That's an 18, so we're checking if we have 2 or more 4-rated defensive players. The Wild do not. So 1 or less. We start off with an outside shot for the right defenseman. That is going to be Polak with an outside shot, I should say. That's a 4 on the outside. That's a goalie rating on Backstrom. And a 4 is going to would be a face-off, but that'll stop that shot sequence. Outside shot for McClement. That's a 7. Save made by Backstrom. Outside shot for the right wing. That is Crombeen. That's a 7. Save made and over the defensive center. And an inside shot for any player. The Blues are going to give that to... They're going to give that to Steen. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Offensive left defenseman. That's Jackman with the rebound. That's a 6. Lose it to any defensive player, and we'll pick up with a face-off to the right of Backstrom. Arena groans. Ugh. Face-offs are even. 9 sounds like a home win. And that'll be the home left wing, so that'll be over to Nolan from... Actually, no. Not Nolan. Steen for St. Louis, and we're off. Lose it over to the opponent. Clutterbuck with it for the Wild. Clutterbuck, opponent defense 5. Steen will take the puck away. He'll have an outside shot. He's going to try to make a... Actually, I think he's going to try to penetrate. 1 to 10, he'll penetrate. That's an 11. He'll lose the puck over to Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck with it for the Wild. Possible breakaway. Right wing, if the breakaway penetration is 3 or more. Clutterbuck is a 3, so he's in alone on Mason. Clutterbuck with it. That's a 9. That's a goalie rating on Mason. And a 7. Score! Cal Clutterbuck extends the Wild lead 2-0. Arena groans. Ugh. We'll flip over to see if we get any assists. That'll be from Brodziak. And let's see. And Nolan. Okay, I just got... Hang on a second, I just need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb real quick. There we go. As the Wild now already hold a 2-0 lead. Here in the first period. Definitely in the tail stages of the first period, though. Face-offs remain even. 5 sounds like a home win. And that'll be over to the home left defenseman. That's over to Jackman as the Blues need to get back into this one. Losing that over to Nighty. Nighty with it. Opponent defense 9. Will be a penalty on Jackman. He's going to go off for roughing. 1, 2, 3. We'll see what kind of power play the Wild are looking at here. That's an 8. So we're checking if the left wing is 3 or more. On defense, he's a 4. So that's an outside shot for the center. First, that'll be Brodziak with an outside shot. That's a 12, and that's a save. And we've got an inside shot for anybody. Who do the Wild want to give this inside shot to? They're going to give it to... Schultz. That's a 5, and that'll be lost over to the defensive left defenseman as the Blues penalty kill holds. Face-offs remain even. And a 7 is going to be home left wing, so that'll be over to Steen, and we're off in the last moments of the first period. Lose the puck, outside shot only for the left defenseman. That's over to Schultz. That's a 7, lose it over to McClement. McClement with it for the Blues. Possible breakaway. Right defenseman, if the breakaway penetration rating is 4. It is not. He'll lose that over to Schultz, but... there's the horn to end the first period. Wild coming out firing in this one. They lead 2-0 after 1. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little bit of Saturday afternoon hockey. Just going to reshuffle everything up here. We'll get the lines swapped out. Okay. I saw a notification on my laptop. I was just making sure it wasn't anything crazy. Just making sure nothing passed to my phone. And actually, I'm going to take a quick second here Nope, okay. We're fine there. We'll give the action deck a quick shuffle. And yes, I will remember to fix the period before we get started. Voila! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. We are all set for the second period of this game. Face-offs are back to being +2 to Minnesota. A 14 should be a superior win. That's an inferior win, actually. That's over to anybody. The Blues will give that over to Korea, as they need to get something going here. Lose the puck, outside shot for any player. They will give that to... They'll give that over to Miettinen. Intimidation by the opponent. Korea is going to try to intimidate. He will intimidate. He'll take the puck right back. Korea with it. Outside shot only for anybody. He will give that to... He's going to give that to Weaver. Weaver will let that go from the point. That's a 6. He'll lose that over to Zanin. Zanin with it for the Wild. Inside shot for anybody. Opponent can try to intimidate. He's going to give that inside shot to Brunette. Oshie's going to try to intimidate, though. He'll take the puck away with a possible penalty. And we'll check if there's a penalty. There's no penalty. Oshie will take that away, and he is off with it for the Blues. He'll lose that back over to Brunette, though. Brunette with it for the Wild once again. Passing D is going to be an inside shot for Koivu. Bax will try to intimidate. He will not. Actually, he will intimidate. I was looking at the split number for a second, but nope. Bax will take the puck away. Passing E for Bax is going to be an outside shot for Korea. He's going to let that one go. That's a 7. Save made by Backstrom and over to Zidlicki. Zidlicki with it. Outside shot only for the opposing left wing. That's over to Korea. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Defense, any player with a defensive rating 2 or more. Miettinen's a 4. He'll have control of that. Opponent defense 2. And Korea will take the puck away with an outside shot. Korea's going to let that one go. That's a 2. That's a goal on a 1-11 for Korea. And no! Backstrom will make a great save. He'll get that one. He'll glove it. He'll make the play for the face-off. Arena groans. Ugh. As Backstrom keeps this game 2-0 in favor of the Wild. Just grabbing a quick drink. And we are back. We're taking this face-off to the right of Backstrom. 5 on a +2 to Minnesota should be a superior win all day long. It will be, and that'll go over to Zanin, and we're off once again. Passing D for Zanin is going to be an outside shot from Miettinen. Miettinen's going to make a pass. Passing J for Miettinen is going to be an inside shot for Brunette. Brunette will let that one go. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Offensive left wing if offense rating 2 or more. Brunette is a 3 actually, but that's still enough for a rebound shot. That's an 11. That's a goalie rating on Mason. That's a 6. Save made by Mason on a rebound shot, and he'll give that to either defenseman. He'll give that to Weaver. Weaver with it, passing E. Lose the puck, outside shot for any player. That'll go over to Zidlicki from the point. Zidlicki with it with a 7. He'll lose that over to the defensive left defenseman, over to Weaver, and we've got a forwards line change. Blues really need to get something going here in the second period. Lose the puck, outside shot only for Zanin. Zanin will let that one go. A 7, he'll lose that over to Berglund. If I can ever get a hold of the block I'm using as the puck. Berglund with it for the Blues. Possible breakaway. Right wing if the breakaway penetration is 3 or more. And Perron is a 4, so he's got a breakaway shot. That's a 9. That's a goalie rating on Backstrom. That's a 3. That's a rebound. Offense, any player, but I don't play with injuries. So the rebound is going to go to Zidlicki on the rebound shot. That's a 7. He'll lose that to any defensive player. He'll lose that to McDonald. McDonald with it for the Blues is going to lose the puck. Outside shot only for Havlat. Havlat lets that one go. That's a 9. That'll be a save and over to Berglund. Berglund with it for the Blues. Opponent defense 3. That'll be an inside shot for the left wing. Zidlicki is not going to try to intimidate with a penalty. Actually, with a penalty of a D, he is going to try to intimidate. And a 4, Zidlicki will take the puck away. Zidlicki will lose that back over to Weaver just in time for a defensive line change. All right, that is Jackman with it for the Blues. Opponent defense 1. Knighty will take the puck away, have an outside shot. He's going to try to make a pass. Passing J will be an inside shot for Latendresse. Latendresse lets it go from the slot. 5 is going to be a save made by Mason, and that'll go over to Berglund. Berglund with it for the Blues. Inside shot for any player. He's going to take that himself. Ebbett is going to try to intimidate. 12 will successfully intimidate. Ebbett will take the puck. Opponent defense 8 over to Berglund. He'll take the puck away with an outside shot only. Berglund going to throw this one on net. That's a 7. That's a save made back over to Ebbett. Ebbett with it for the Wild. Passing E. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot for Perron. Perron's going to let that go. That's a 7. Save made and over to Havlat. Havlat with it. Passing F for Havlat. Passing F's going to be an outside shot for Latendresse. Latendresse is going to try to make a pass. Passing K for Latendresse is going to lose the puck over to Berglund. Just in time, though, for a forwards line change. This third line's done some damage for Minnesota today. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little Saturday afternoon hockey here on the channel as we continue the season replay. Passing F for McClement is going to be lose the puck, outside shot for Nolan. Nolan's going to let that one go. That's a 6. Save made and right back over to McClement. McClement with it. Passing F is going to lose right back over to Nolan again. With another outside shot, a 7 this time, will be a save made by Mason and over to Steen. Steen with it, passing D, he'll lose the puck. Wow, Nolan getting a lot of outside shots here. That's a 6, and that'll be right back over to McClement. McClement with it, opponent defense 6, finally something different maybe, outside shot for Crombeen. Crombean's going to make a pass. Lose the puck. Any defensive player has control. He'll give that to the Wild. Will give that to Nitti. Nitti with it. Lose the puck. Outside shot only for the right defenseman. That's Polak. With an outside shot. A 9. He'll lose that back over to Brodziak. Brodziak with it for the Wild. Opponent defense 3. Right. McClement defense 3 will take the puck away. Have an inside shot. Left defenseman could try to intimidate. Schultz will try to intimidate. And a 13 will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Schultz with it for the Wild. Opponent defense 5. And Polak will take the puck away with an outside shot. He's going to try to make a pass. Inside shot for the right wing. That's over to Crombeen with an inside shot. He lets it go. 2 is a goal on a 1-13. And boy, do the Blues need this one. And 12 score! BJ Crombeen puts the Blues on the board here in the latter stages of the second period, as the score is now 2-1 in favor of the Wild. Let's see, that was Crombeen from Polak. And we'll flip another card to get an assist. Let's see, left wing. That'll be Crombeen from Polak and Steen. But man alive, did the Blues need that goal. Arena cheers. Yay! And the Blues now find themselves within 1 here in this one. Face-offs are even. A 4 should be a home win, and it is. That'll be over to the right wing. That'll be right back over to Crombeen, and he's off. Opponent defense 2. Nolan will take the puck away with an outside shot. Nolan's going to try to make a pass. Lose the puck. Defensive left wing has control. That's over to Steen. Steen with it. He'll lose that over to Clutterbuck. Lose that right back over to Steen. And that's the horn to end the second period. But now the Blues find themselves in this one, as after 2, it is now Minnesota 2, St. Louis 1. And we've got a hockey game. The Wild were trying to get the hammer, but instead the Blues managed to cut the lead in half in the latter half of the second period. Now is the momentum with St. Louis? That's the question. Only the cards and dice, of course, know. And we'll find out what they have to say when we get into the third period. Go ahead and change out. We'll go ahead and get the first lines out. Hold on just a second. Korea, okay. Just making sure everybody's in the right order. Just rebuilding the action deck off camera as well. And actually, before we do that, we will change that to make sure we're set for the third period of this game. Let me see if I can move that. Yeah, that should... actually, I don't like that. I think we'll move the scoreboard instead. Yeah, I think that'll work. I want to make sure I can read all of the players from how I got everything propped up here. And as we're getting set here, I didn't bring the rest of the schedule in here, did I? No, so let me go get that real quick so I can announce what our next game is going to be. Our next game in the replay is our next block in the replay is going to be October 27th, 2009. We will be at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. as the historical Eastern Conference champion Philadelphia Flyers will be taking on the Washington Capitals. That will be our first look at Alex Ovechkin and company on the board. So hopefully you guys will join me for that, and that'll be an Inside the Crease later tonight. Just finishing getting everything set here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Blues are within 1 here to start the third period of this game. Unfortunately for the Blues, faceoffs are +2 to Minnesota right now. And a 3 will be a superior win all day long. And that will be a superior win indeed. That'll go over to Brunette, and the Wild are off and running. That'll be lose the puck, outside shot only for the right wings. That's over to Korea with an outside shot. That's a 5. That'll be a save, and over to Koivu. Koivu with it for the Wild. Opponent defense 1. Backs will take the puck away with an inside shot. Right wing could try to intimidate. He's not going to, though. He'll let Backs take the inside shot. That's a 7. That's a goalie rating on Backstrom. That's a 9. Score! Just like that, the Blues, via David Backs, will tie the game at 2 here to start the third. And the momentum for the Blues carries over. So that'll be Backs from any player 6. No. Center scored. Left defenseman, no. Left wing, Korea. So Korea will pick up an assist on the play. And let's see, and Johnson. It was looking bleak for the Blues heading into the second period, but they have since tied this game at 2 with both of the next 2 goals. We'll bring the teams back to center ice, +2 to Minnesota. 20 should be an inferior win, though. That will be an inferior win over to Oshie, and all of a sudden, it's a new game, folks. And the home team's got a possible breakaway. Right wing, if the breakaway penetration rating 3 or more. Oshie's a 4. He's in alone on Backstrom, trying to give the Blues their first lead of the day. That's a 5. That won't help, though. That'll be a save, and over to Brunette. Brunette with it for the Wild. Lose the puck. Inside shot for anybody. That'll be an inside shot for Korea. Miettinen will... Ooh, he's got to try... I think he's got to try to intimidate here. He will. He will take the puck away, but a possible penalty. 1 to 12. It's a penalty on Miettinen. That's a 20, so no penalty. Miettinen with it, though. That's an opponent defense 2. So that's over to Korea. He'll take the puck away with an outside shot. He's going to let that one go from the point as he gains the zone. That's a 6. That'll be a save, and right back over to Miettinen. Miettinen with it for the Wild. Opponent defense 9. Korea will take the puck away. He'll have an outside shot only. A 9 is going to be a save, and back over to Brunette. Brunette with it for the Wild. Outside shot only for anybody. He will give that outside shot to... he's going to give it to Koivu. As he's going to hit Koivu on the way in, but Koivu's getting harassed. He's going to fire it. That's a 7. That'll be a save made by Mason, and over to Weaver. As my cards keep falling on me. Weaver with it, looking at opponent defense 8. Zidlicki will take the puck away with an outside shot only. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Rebound, defensive right defenseman. If defense is 3 or more. It is not. So the opponent, that'll be Zanin, has a rebound shot. He lets that go from in front of Mason, and he'll lose that instead to any defensive player. That'll go over to Bax. Bax with it. Opponent defense 10. Koivu, that's a penalty on, that'll be a penalty on Koivu. He'll go off for interference. 1, 2, 3. Forwards line change coming up for both teams. We'll bring the puck back to center ice, since this whole sequence is going to end with a face-off anyway. All of a sudden, we are tied at 2 here in the third period of this game. I'm going to take a quick drink as well. I felt my voice starting to get a little bit hoarse there for a second. Okay. We'll grab the power play. A 4 if the right defenseman is a 2 or more. On defense, Zidlicki is a 2. Alright, actually we'll start that off with 4 is going to be an outside shot for the left defenseman. That's over to Weaver. He'll let that one go from the point. And 11 is a saving over to anybody. Outside shot for the right defenseman over to Johnson. A 10 is another save. Backstrom trying to hold the Wild in this game. Outside shot for the left wing. That's over to McDonald. That's a 7. That's another save. And the last play is an inside shot for anybody. They will give that to Berglund. Berglund with it. That's a 9, and that'll be a save. And the Blues can't do anything with 4 shots on the power play. Arena groans. Ugh. We are still tied here at 2 in the third period, though. Let's see. Face-offs are +1 to Minnesota. Let's flip over the right card to 5. He's going to be superior left defenseman. That'll be over to Zanin, and we're off once again. Passing D for Zanin will be an outside shot for Havlat. He's going to try to make a pass. Lose the puck. Defensive right wing. That's Perron. Has control. Perron with it for the Blues. He'll lose that over to Latendrus. Latendrus with the puck. Lose the puck. Outside shot only for Weaver. Weaver's going to let that go from the point. That's a 7. He'll lose that over to Havlat. Just in time for a defensive line change. Havlat with it for the Wild. Opponent defense 5. McDonald. That'll be an outside shot for Ebbett. He's going to try to make a pass. Passing J for Ebbett is going to be losing the puck over to the left wing. Over to McDonald with it for the Blues. Passing F for McDonald. Outside shot for Berglund. He's going to try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck. Defensive left defenseman Schultz in control. Schultz has got it. He's looking at losing the puck. Outside shot only for Polak. Polak will let that go from the point. And 11. Save made by Backstrom and over to Schultz. Schultz with it for the Blues, or for the Wild. Passing F will be an outside shot for Ebbett. He's going to throw that on net. That's a 7. He'll lose that over to the defensive right wing. Perron gets in front of the shot. He'll knock it down, and he's got control. Opponent defense 9 for Perron. Opponent defense 9, so that's Latendrus he's looking at. Latendrus will take the puck away. Outside shot only. Latendrus will let that go. That's a 10. That's a goalie rating on Mason. 7, 10, and 11 are bad. That's a 7. Score! Julami Latendrus gives the Wild a 3-2 lead here in the third. Arena groans. Ugh. We'll have a forwards line change coming once we get assists. Let's see, that will be left wing scored, right D no, right wing. That'll be from Havlat at least. Oop, I was about to put an E in there for some reason. And our other assist, let's see, any players 7, no. Right wing, no. Well, right wing already has an assist. Right defense, left wing scored. Center, no. Left defense, yes. Schultz. So that'll be Latendrus from Havlat and Schultz. As the Wild now lead 3-2. And just in time for a forwards line change. Okay, face-offs are back to even, I believe. Yes. All right, face-offs are even. 12 should be a visiting win, and it is visitors any player. They're going to give that over to Clutterbuck, and we're off. Opponent defense 3, Steen will take the puck away with an inside shot. Schultz is going to try to intimidate. He'll intimidate, but there's a possible penalty on the play. 9 is no penalty, though. Schultz with it for the Wild. Opponent defense 8. Polak will take the puck away with an outside shot only. Polak will get that on net from the point. 6, he'll lose that over to Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck with it for the Wild. Opponent defense 4. Steen will take the puck away with an inside shot. Right defense, Knighty is going to try to intimidate. Is not going to try to intimidate, actually. Steen's going to let this one go. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Offensive right wing, if offense rating 2 or more. Crombeen is a 3, so he's got a rebound shot. 7, that's a goalie rating on Backstrom. That's a 4. Backstrom makes a huge save. He'll get that. He'll smother it for the face-off. Arena groans. Ugh. 7 cards left. Mason going to be starting to look to the bench, the Blues thinking about the extra attacker. Face-offs are still even. A 1 is probably a home win. That is a home win. That'll go over to the left defenseman. That's over to Jackman, and we're off. Opponent defense 4 for Jackman. Knighty with an inside shot for the center. Intimidation by the right defense. Knighty will not let that... Knighty will... Yeah, he will not intimidate. So here comes the inside shot. A 6. That's a goalie rating on Backstrom. That's an 8. Scored! Jay McClement now ties the game for the Blues at 3. Arena cheers. Yay! We'll flip over a couple cards to get assists. Crombeen will get an assist. And that looks like Polak, and it is. And just like that, we are tied at 3 here in the third period of this game. Things just got very interesting here, folks. 15 on an even face-off should be a visitor win. Yep, that will be a visitor win. That'll go over to Nolan, and we're off. Next goal could very easily win it here for whichever team scores it. Possible breakaway, speaking of which, right wing, that is Clutterbuck. He's away. He's in on Mason alone. That's a 7. That's a goalie rating on Mason. An 8. Save made by Mason on a huge stop on a faceoff. He gets a pad save. That'll go over to Steen. Steen with it. Outside shot only for anybody. That'll be... he'll give that up to Crombeen for the outside shot. That's a 6. That'll be a save made and over to Knighty. Knighty with it for the Wild. Passing E. Lose the puck. Outside shot for McClement. McClement is going to take the outside shot. That's a 6. Save made and over to Brodziak. Brodziak with it for the Wild. Passing D. Lose the puck. Outside shot for the right wing. That's over to Crombeen, who is going to make a pass. Passing J. will lose the puck over to Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck with it for the Wild. Passing E. Lose the puck. Outside shot from McClement. McClement's going to let this one go. That's a 9. Save made and over to Knighty. Knighty with the last play of the game for the Wild, or for the regulation. Lose the puck. Outside shot only for Steen. Steen's going to let that one go. That's a 10. Save made over to the defensive center. That's the horn to end the third period. And we are tied at 3 heading in to overtime. Fans here like what they see. Only problem here is next goal wins. It was looking bleak for the Blues going into the second period, but they scored 2 unanswered to tie the game, and then answered the Wild with another one, as we now have bonus hockey. We've had plenty of bonus hockey. Actually, I was going to say this is our first overtime game on the board, but it's actually not, because the Blackhawks and the Avalanche went to overtime, I think, a block or two ago. It was fairly recent, but actually, I think this camera, no, that's probably about as straight as it's going to get. That was an overtime game and inside the crease. Hopefully this won't be an overtime of misery, though. Because as I mentioned in the standings, both of these two teams are in the basements of their respective divisions. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forwards. 2, 3, 4, 5. Defense. 2, 3, 4, 5. Forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We will have one overtime, and then we'll have a shootout. But if it's here in overtime, next goal wins. And I might have to figure out how Strat does shootouts, but I hope not. Anyway, we are all set to start this overtime on the board. Face-offs once again, +2 to Minnesota. Now we're ready to start. Face-offs +2 to Minnesota. 3 should be a superior win all day long, and that'll go to the left wing. That'll go up to Brunette. Brunette with it for the Wild. Lose the puck. Outside shot only for the right wing. That's over to Oshie. He's going to let that go from the point. That's a 7. Save made and over to Zidlicki. Zidlicki with it for the Wild. Inside shot for any player. He'll give that to... Who's he going to give that inside shot to? He's actually going to give it up to Koivu. Bax is not going to try to intimidate. So Koivu with an inside shot, a 5. That'll be a save by Koivu. And over to the defensive left wing, over to Correa. Correa with it, possible breakaway. Right defenseman, if the breakaway penetration rating is 4, it's a 3, so Zanin will have control of that. Possible breakaway for the Wild. Left wing, if the breakaway penetration rating is 4. Brunette is a 4. He's in on Mason alone. Brunette looking to end the game in overtime. That's a 6. That's a goalie rating on Mason. Can Brunette end it here? Mason got to make a huge save. That's a 5. Rebound chance. Defensive right defenseman, if defense rating 2. Johnson is a 2. He'll get that and save Mason. Passing D for Johnson. Stop knocking these cards over, Phoenix. Passing D. Inside shot for Bax. Opponent can try to intimidate. Koivu's not going to try to intimidate. Bax with the inside shot. That's a 2. That's a goal on a 1-17. And no! Backstrom makes a huge save and gets a piece of it. He'll get enough of it to get the glove on it, and he will get the whistle for the face-off. Wild bench sighs. Phew! Stadium groans. Ugh. Bax with a great chance to end the game, but he couldn't finish it. Here comes the face-off to the right of Backstrom. 13 should be a +2 win. Yep, superior win. That'll go to any player. They'll give that over to Mietonen, and the Wild are off. Passing E for Mietonen is going to be an outside shot for Koivu. He's going to make a pass. That's an inside shot right back to Mietonen. Mietonen gets a pass in the slot. He's going to let the one-timer go. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Defensive left wing if the defense rating 2. Korea is a 2. He'll have control of that. Korea with it, looking at passing E. Outside shot for Oshie. He's going to let that go. That's a 6. He'll lose that over to Mietonen. Mietonen with it for the Wild. Passing D. He's going to lose the puck. Outside shot for Bax. He'll let that go. That's a 7. Save made and back to Mietonen. Mietonen with it. Opponent defense 3. That's an inside shot for Koivu. Left defenseman. Weaver is going to try to intimidate. Weaver will take the puck away, but a possible penalty. And a 5 is no penalty. Weaver, we play on. Weaver will lose that over to Zidlicki, and we've got a forwards line change. Come on. Should be on line 2 here. Okay. Zidlicki with the puck for the Wild. Opponent defense 9. Weaver will take the puck away with an outside shot only. That's a 9. Lose it over to the defensive left wing up to Latendrus. Latendrus with it for the Wild. Lose the puck and a possible breakaway. Right defenseman, that's Johnson. He's in. Come on. Johnson's in alone on Backstrom. He's looking to end this game. That's a 7. That's a goalie rating on Backstrom. 5, 8, and 9 are your bad numbers. That's a 5. Goal on a 1-17 and score! Eric Johnson ends it in overtime for the Blues, as that is a 4-3. That'll be a 4-3 victory for the Blues. Arena cheers. Yay! What a huge breakaway. We'll get our assists here. Let's see. Okay, any player 7, no. Left defense, no. Right defense is who scored. Left wing, no. Center, yes. Berglund. Oh, 1 assist only. So Berglund serves up the pass to Johnson, and the game ends on the breakaway. The Blues win this one 4-3 in overtime. But of course, you guys know the drill. We are not done yet by now. We are not done yet here, because we need to ask Final Score Hockey how the rest of the NHL fared. I also need to take out the line change cards. There we go. So I'm going to tear everything down as usual. And we will have the rest of the ticker. Just making sure that gets updated now before I forget. Okay. All right. So now we're all set to ask our friends at Final Score Hockey how the rest of the NHL fared. Now we're set because I used the scoreboard for the shootout as well. So the Blues win this one, a final score of 4-3 in overtime. But let's see how the rest of the NHL fared here on October 23rd. Hurricanes and the Avalanche. Wow, that's going to be a high-scoring affair. Hurricanes, right. G65 is 5. Okay. Hold on just a second. So that was 5 for the Hurricanes. Avalanche, I-66 is also 5. Pressure situations all around. Hurricanes are an E on pressure. Avalanche is a C. Neither team will get it done on pressure, so we go to overtime. Colorado with a chance to win the game first. Colorado and I-33 won't get that done. Neither will a G-23 for the Hurricanes, so we already have a shootout. And that's the chart I need for the shootout, so we are already at round 1 of the shootout. Both teams are a C on the shootout, round 1. Hurricanes will score on a 55. The Avalanche won't on a 36. Round 2. This time it's the Avalanche scoring on a 62. Hurricanes get nothing on a 15. Round 3. Nobody picks up anything on that roll. Round 4. Neither team scores there. Round 5. A 64 will score for the Hurricanes, but the 41 won't for the Avalanche, so the Hurricanes will pick that one up 6-5 in a shootout. Panthers and the Penguins. Panthers, E42 is 1. Penguins, L65, that is 7. That's a lot more than 1. And the Penguins take care of business 7-1. October 24th. Blue Jackets and the Ducks. Blue Jackets, G46. G46 is 3. Ducks, I-32. I-32 is also 3. Pressure situations all around. Both teams are an E on pressure. Blue Jackets with a... What did you say? Both teams are an E on pressure. 56 won't get it done for either team, so now we go to overtime. Anaheim with a chance to win first. Ducks with an I-36 won't get it done. Blue Jackets with a G64, however, will get it done, and the Blue Jackets will take that win 4-3 in overtime. Sharks and the Thrashers. Sharks, K23 is a big game. .43 is a -3. Ouch. So K, 1, 2, 3. They're rolling on H now. With a 14, that's 1. Thrashers, K36. That is 3, and that's enough for the Thrashers to get a 3-1 victory over the Sharks. Oilers, hang on. Oilers and the Flames. Oilers, G36 is 2. G36 is 2. Flames, D22 That is 1. Pressure situation for the Flames. Flames are a D on pressure. A 61 has a chance to score just barely. Oilers are an E41. That won't stop them. The Flames will score. And now we've got overtime. Calgary with a chance to win first. Flames with a D44 won't get it done. Neither will the Oilers on a G11. So we've got a shootout. We've got another shootout coming up. Oilers are a... Actually, both teams are a... Hang on. Both teams are a C in the shootout. Round 1. Oilers won't score on a 36. Flames will on a 65. Round 2. Both teams will... Actually, on a 36, the Oilers won't score, but on a 63, the Flames will. Round 3. A 65 for the Oilers on a C is a badly needed goal for them. The Flames won't score on a 26. Round 4. I believe both teams will score on... They're both C's. 53 and 54 will score for both of them. Edmonton has to score here or this game's over. Round 5. A 36... won't do it for the Oilers, but a 56 would do it for the Flames. The Flames will win that one 3-2 in a shootout. Predators and the Blackhawks. Predators. E51 is 3. Blackhawks O26 is also 3. Pressure situations all around. Predators are a C. Blackhawks are a B. Predators with a 52 won't get it done. A B53 does have a chance to get it done for the Blackhawks. Can the Predators stop them? Not on a 12. The Blackhawks will score with the net empty. And in the regulation, they'll take that win 4-3. Red Wings and the Avalanche. Wow, holy cow. Red Wings, G66 is 5. Avalanche, L11 is 0. The Red Wings will take that one 5-0 in a blowout. Hurricanes and the Wild. Hurricanes, H12 is 1. Wild, G33 is 2. Pressure situation for the Hurricanes. Hurricanes are an E on pressure. A 22 won't get it done, though. The Wild will take that one 2-1. Rangers and the Canadiens. An original 6 flashback. Rangers, G62. G62 is 4. Canadiens, J22 is 2. Rangers will take that one 4-2. Capitals and the Islanders. Capitals, N55 is 5. Islanders, I31 is 2. Capitals will win that one 5-2. Bruins and the Senators. Bruins, F23. F23 is 1. Senators, K56. That is 4. The Senators will take that one 4-1. Panthers and the Flyers. Panthers, F31. F31 is 2. Flyers, J21 is also 2. Pressure situations all around. Panthers are an E, Flyers are a D. Panthers with an E41 won't score. Flyers with a, what did we say, D53 won't either, so we're going to overtime. Flyers with a chance to win first. Flyers, J11 is not going to do it. Panthers with an F56, however, will do it, and that'll get the Panthers a 3-2 victory in overtime. Kings and the Coyotes. Kings, G54. G54 is 3. Coyotes, J33. That is also 3. Pressure situations all around. Kings are a C. Coyotes are a B. Kings with a C33 won't get it done. Flyers with a B52 will just miss the mark as well, so we are going to overtime. Coyotes with a chance to win first. J23 won't do it. Neither will a G16 for the Kings, so we've got another shootout. Round 1. Both teams are D's in the shootout. The Coyotes will score on a 51, but the Kings will not. Round 2. Neither team, I don't think, will score on that round of the shootout. Nope. Round 3. Neither team, actually, they're both D's. Neither team will score. Round 4. If the Coyotes score here, it's over. Neither team scores. Kings have to score here to prolong it. And a D53 will score, so the Kings will prolong it. Round 6 of the shootout. Next unanswered goal wins it. D53 for the Kings. That'll score, and that'll be an unanswered goal, and the Coyotes aren't able to answer, so the Kings will win this game 4-3 in a shootout. Devils and the Penguins. Come here, dice. Devils, E12 is 0. Penguins, O66. This isn't even going to be that close. Looks like Sid the Kid and company came to play against the Devils. That's a 9-0 victory by the Penguins. Stars and the Blues. Stars, I32. I32 is 3. Blues, G51. G51 is also 3. Pressure situations all around. Stars are an E, Blues are a D. Stars with an E63, that has a chance to score. Blues can't stop them, so the Stars will score. Can the Blues now with their net empty? Blues with a D44? No, they can't score. The Stars will take that one 4-3 at the tail end of regulation. Sabres and the Lightning. Sabres, I56 is 4. Lightning, J22 is 2. Sabres will take that game 4-2. Maple Leafs and the Canucks. Maple Leafs, E22 is 1. Canucks, K25 is 2. Pressure situation for the Maple Leafs. Both teams, actually Maple Leafs are an E, Canucks are a B. 53, however, won't get it done for the Maple Leafs. The Canucks will hold on to win that one 2-1. October 25th, Blue Jackets and the Kings. Blue Jackets, E63 is 3. Kings, J33 is also 3. Pressure situations all around. Blue Jackets are an E, Kings are a C. E16 won't get it done for the Blue Jackets, but a C65 might get it done for the Kings. Can the Blue Jackets stop them? Not with an E13 they can't, and the Kings will win that one in regulation. Sharks and the Flyers. Sharks, J33. J33 is 3. Flyers, L15. That is 2. Pressure situation coming for the Flyers. Flyers are a D on pressure. But a 32 won't get it done. The Sharks will take that one 3-2. Oilers and the Canucks. Oilers, E13 is 0. Canucks, K34, that is 3. The Canucks will win that one 3-0. October 26th, Maple Leafs and the Ducks are both Gs. Maple Leafs roll a 22, that is 2. Ducks roll a 33, that is also 2. Pressure situations all around, both teams are Es. Neither team will get it done, though, with a 14 for the Maple Leafs and a 42 for the Ducks. Overtime, Anaheim with a chance to win first. A 61 on G, that will score, and the Ducks will take that one 3-2 in overtime. Wild and the Blackhawks. Wild, E36 is 2. Blackhawks, M24, that is also 2. Pressure situations all around. Wild are an E, Blackhawks are a B. E52 won't get it done for the Wild. A B52 just misses for the Blackhawks, so we are going to overtime. Blackhawks with a chance to win first. M14 won't do it. A G55, however, will for the Wild. They will take that game 3-2 in overtime. Islanders and the Canadiens. Islanders, G53. G53 is a big game. +41 is a +2, which means they roll 2 columns over, HI. 61 is 4. Canadiens, F13 is 1. The Islanders win that one 4-1. Coyotes and the Rangers. Coyotes, G12 sounds like, nope, that's 1. I thought it was going to be 0. Rangers, K11, that's 0, and that's a pressure situation for the Rangers. Rangers are an E on pressure. Coyotes, in case it's relevant, are a B. Rangers with an E12, however, won't get that done, and the Coyotes will win that game 1-0. And that will do it for Block 7 of this Block 6, I should say, of this 2009-10 hockey season replay. Our next block will be Block 7. We'll be at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. as the historical Eastern Conference champion Philadelphia Flyers will be headed to Washington, D.C. to play the Capitals in Inside the Crease Hockey later this evening. As for what else is scheduled on the channel, tomorrow morning we've got Talon by GMT Games to start Space Month. Wednesday we'll be playing D100 Space. And Saturday next week, Mystical Munchies will continue out of the Exquisite Exandria cookbook as we make the side Trinket's Bear Claws. Thank you for watching the video. please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone. The St. Louis Blues win the game in overtime over the Minnesota Wild as they send the hometown crowd happy, home happy, with a 4-3 victory. Once again, take care, and I will see you guys later tonight.